What's up, guys? I'm up here at Birdsboro watershed. I'm gonna be doing some suspension tuning today. I have all my settings written down here on my phone, at least that we're gonna start with. I've got the new Evolve Alpha, so I gotta get this thing dialed in before race season starts here in a couple weeks. I've got Raven coming up in the middle of the month, so time to get the thing dialed in. But my base settings are, I'm running a Float X2 in the rear. It's got 240 PSI in it with 2 volume spacers, LSR4, HSR3, LSC4, and HSC3. And then I've got a Zeb up front, 70 PSI, 3 spacers, no compression, and then 7 clicks of rebound. That's the Zeb Select, so I don't have high speed and low speed to play with. I'm going to start with a warm-up lap. If I notice anything glaring on that warm-up lap, I'm going to mess with that, but I'm going to try and not touch the bike after the warm-up lap, do a second run, and we're going to see how she feels, make a couple adjustments before the third. I'll probably end up doing about 5 runs down Zeds. I want to use that trail because it has a good mix of tech and flow, and then also high speed, low speed tech, and then a drop, well, 2 drops, so should be good. All right, here we are up at the top. I reset my travel O-rings so I can see how much I use. Dang, it's a little slippery today. Bike feels pretty good. Oh, a little brush. Okay. Wow. Bike felt really good, honestly. Let's see. So we used a fair bit of rear travel. That's not a bottom out though. And there are 2 pretty big hits on that run. I'm pretty happy with where the air spring is at. Now the fork, you can see we got a good bit of travel left to use. And it felt to me like it was sitting up a little bit too high. So, I don't know, maybe I'll play with the air spring there. But that could be also rebound. A couple sections on that trail have some successive hits where it might be packing up. So, I don't know, we'll see. I want to do another run, see what it feels like on the second run now that I'm warmed up. Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so I decided not to waste a run. I dropped the pressure in the fork a little bit. My hope is that by doing that, my weight will be a little bit further forward. That'll effectively make the shock less willing to bottom out. We'll see how it feels.
little squirrely before the drop. Okay, that was better. Definitely better. More grip on the front. Yeah. Yep. More travel used. About the same in the rear. So there's a fairly small change on the fork. I think I'm going to increase the rear by like 5 psi for the next run. All right, I got my breath back now. So if I increase the rear shock pressure, the problem with that is it's going to make it do more of what I don't want it to do, which is right now it kind of feels like, especially in the successive hits, it feels like it's kind of hanging up, and I really don't like the way that feels. I want the rear wheel to get out of the way a little bit easier off the top. Now it's pretty progressive with the 2 volume spacers in there, so it might not hurt it too much to add 5 more and resist bottom out a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do at the same time is open up high speed rebound a little bit so it sits a little higher in the stroke through those successive hits. That'll let it rebound a little bit quicker. I believe it's high speed. I'll double check that before I do it. And then I'm gonna open up high speed compression a little bit, which will make it less resistive on the initial impacts on that square edge stuff. That should hopefully have the shock feeling a bit better. I like where the fork is at right now, so I'm not going to touch it. I think the default rebound setting for the pressure that I'm at feels good. It doesn't need more compression. That'll just make it feel harsh. So yeah, time to play with the shock. All right, so I made it a couple of changes. The biggest being the 5 psi additional in the shock. I also took off 1 click of high speed rebound, or I'm sorry, one click of high speed compression, I added 1 click of low speed rebound and high speed rebound. Hopefully you got all that. The goal being resist bottom outs a little bit more, because we get pretty close to the bottom out damper and there aren't really any hard heavy hits other than the drop at the bottom, which is into a downhill landing. It's not like a huck to flat or anything. And then try and let the shock sit a little bit higher in the stroke and be less resistive to those smaller square edged hits. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That felt so good. I'm happy with that. 3 runs and we're feeling really good. All right, well, I guess now it's time to go ride something else. That way we're not just tuning for one trail. See you guys at the top. All right, so I decided I want to hit Pirate Jet. It's similar to Zed's in a lot of ways up at the top here, but further down there's some good chunk and a couple little jumps and stuff, so I can really feel the balance of the bike. lush when you land on stuff like that. It's good. All right, this is what I want to know how it feels on. Oh, it's so locked in. Yeah, that feels good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's go do roller coaster. We're heading on roller coaster. I don't love the way that it feels over the really small bumps. It's kind of chattery, but like my Meta did that too. So, and that was with a coil. I can't complain too much. All right. Here's a roller coaster. Oh, this is overgrown. Nice. So the front definitely sits a little bit lower than I'm used to. I think I was really running it too stiff when I had it on my Meta, the fork. And now I've got it using more of the travel and I'm just not quite used to how low it sits. But other than that, and that little like small bump chatter issue from the shock, everything feels pretty good. So I'm probably gonna run it the way that it is. I don't feel the need to keep playing with dials. Definitely feels way better than it did the first couple rides. Now granted, the first ride I did on this bike, the rear shock was not rebuilt properly. I couldn't get all the air out of it and it got late the night before. So I just kind of said screw it and rode it with it like half blown. But overall, like, now the bike feels really good. I was able to get that air out of the shock and out of the oil in the shock. So everything's working right. I think we're gonna run it the way it is and see how it does at Raven. So with that, I'm gonna get back up to the car and head home. I'm flying out of town tonight, so I gotta go get packed. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.